What's up, everyone? How are you today? And I just got done watching the 11th episode of Gotham. Now, I understand I am a bit late. I didn't know that it had started back up. I really didn't know, but my friend Jessica messaged me while I was hanging out with my friend Marcus. Yes, by the way, Marcus Mead, you're in this video. I don't know if you'll ever watch it, but you're in this video. And she's like, Gotham's back on. I was like, what? I didn't think they were starting back again until February. Because that's what The Walking Dead does, so I just assumed. But, so yes, I am a bit behind on this episode. Yeah, I'm only 2 days behind, but whatever. This episode focuses on Gordon and him at Arkham. Which is a good thing. However, Bruce and Alfred are not in this episode, but I guess that's okay, and they kind of not always need to have Bruce in the show. You know, they need to focus on their other main characters. So that was okay. This episode was pretty good. Every episode has been good. I really did enjoy it. This episode basically talks about and shows us how Arkham is like. You know, we have the inmates are in this play, and I thought this was kind of clever. They had the inmates doing this play from Shakespeare. And, you know, it was Arkham, so it was showing lightning, and it made me think of, yeah, okay, yeah, Arkham is scary. I get it. Lightning. Ooh. So while this is going on, while the lightning is going on, we're getting clips of all the other cast members. Selena Kyle is on the street. Barbara Gordon is in bed with her lover. I still can't believe she did that. And Bullock is at the office. So while this is going on, they kind of do this old thing, like when an inmate starts singing and it starts irritating this other one. He just goes and he just starts beating the crap out of this guy. And I thought that was kind of clever. You know, they did like how the music started getting a little bit louder and louder, and then the inmate just started punching. You know, like the music summed up, something's gonna happen. Oh, here it goes. And thus this sets up the episode for someone. Not only that, but we find out later that this particular inmate had these two things on his head. Someone had given him electroshock therapy, but abusively. Kind of made me think of Wrong Turn 4, except, you know, without them showing someone freaking out until they die and then peeing themselves. No. But what was different with this is the first guy that got electroshock therapy, he was brain dead. He was a vegetable. But the other one was so brain dead, they said that he got better with what he was doing. So this one particular inmate was reciting Shakespeare. And this is when we meet a character. Crud, what is her name? Dr. Louise Tompkins. Dr. Louise Tompkins, who I looked up, and apparently, I guess because she's a friend of Bruce's, and after the Waynes died, she took up she took up the duty of trying to help the old people of Gotham, help the old and poor people. So she's a doctor, and she is pretty. She is pretty. Very pretty. So, with this, of course, you know, the case is try to find who is doing this to the inmates. And the first inmate they asked was the guy who was the main lead of the play, who was kind of like, in his role, he was kind of like manipulating the others. So they asked him about a set of keys. And Gordon talked to all the guards at first about who has these main set of keys. And only 3 people do. So he asks, he can never find any of the guards have those keys. One guard that I talked to said that he got his key swiped when the outbreak happened during the play. So now there's a montage of them trying to figure out which inmate did it, and, you know, getting notes and trying to basically figure out who did this. Now, all in all, this was a pretty good episode, and here's the reason why. They throw you at multiple hints on who this is. Here's my personal. Here's one for me. I thought at first it was this creepy guy who acts like a doctor. And, you know, I should have, my first expectation was him. But then my mind, like, no, that's too easy. That's too easy. And it made me think, that's all the cliches. Like this doctor is crazy. It's him. It's obviously him. But then when they started hinting at, I started thinking, no, that's too easy. And then I thought, what if it's the nurse? And there's this nurse that was at the very beginning of the episode saying, she's like, I don't do operations. I only deliver pills. And they built on it could be her. There was even a time when they built on it could be Dr. Dr. Thompson or Dr. Tompkins. I was like, no, come on, not her, no. And even Gordon was like, no, it can't be you. And she's like, why not? He's like, you're not the type. And they showed more character development showing how Gordon can easily read people. But for a minute there, I thought it was both of them. I was like, no, come on, no. Come on, no. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad that a hot lady was not psychotic. But also, during another part of this episode, there was some good character development for Selena Kyle. There was, yes, she has purpose in this episode. I'm seriously getting tired of fans saying that Selena Kyle has no purpose in the show or in some episodes, and she doesn't. But they finally gave her. They're giving her more purposes. They're making her more important. In this episode, it shows her walking the streets, and she runs into Ivy, who is sick, and Ivy's like, no, just look. I was just sleeping. Just go. I'll be fine. But she hears Ivy is coughing so much, so she's like, you know what? All right, I'm done. I'm gonna help you. And this was really good. This made me think back to. There's a character in The Dark Knight Rises that I'm guessing Selena always takes care of. I don't know her name, or I forget what her name is. And they even showed it in Batman Year One in the animated film, that there is someone that is always with her that I guess she looks after. And I was like, that is good, showing that Selena does have a heart. She has a soul, and showing that she takes care of one of her own, kids who live on the street. So she goes to Gordon's empty penthouse, and she basically takes care of Ivy. Now with this, they do show about with Barbara. Barbara's been laying in bed, and the girl is like, come on, you gotta get out of bed. But then she's like, all right, look, I can't do this anymore. I shouldn't have let it go on as long as I did. And she says, look, I can't do the drugs, the drinking. Barbara has obviously got a drinking or drug problem, and they brought it up, which was good. But she talked about how, you need to go back to gym. Maybe I should call him. Maybe we can get you help. But we cannot be together. Whenever we're together, bad things happen. And she doesn't mean like dropping a bomb on a city. She means that that they're both influenced, and she can't do that to her. So she leaves until she can get everything together. So with this going on, we get more things with Penguin, and how Penguin is trying to take control. He's basically like, Maroni sums it up best at the end of the episode. You're smart. You're a smart monkey, but you're still a monkey, and I'm the zookeeper. And when he's going to the fisherman because he raised taxes, I guess he just wanted more money, and he didn't do this without Maroni's permission. So when Maroni comes and visits him in jail, Maroni's like, you know why you're in here? Because I put you in here. I was like, I wonder why. And we come to it because Penguin is in power. He's basically like, I have power. I can do whatever the heck I want and not have any repercussions. That is what he's doing. Maroni reminds him, he's like, you're a smart monkey, but you're still a monkey. I'm the zookeeper. You work for me. I'm running things. And when this happens, after Maroni lets him go, Penguin gets this evil look in his face. He's like, and it basically shows Penguin hates that he is not in full control, and he's wanting to be in control. And either by the end of the series or at the end of the season, Penguin is gonna get in control. I just know he's gonna get in control, which is a good thing. They're doing Penguin perfectly. Emphasize the word perfect. So going on back to the mystery, with two inmates being fried, Jim decides to call the police. And Bullock actually runs up to Gordon and actually embraces him. He's like, hey, what's up, partner? How you been? My partner. He even kisses him. I was like, huh. Okay. And we basically get, like, you know, the old days. And when I mean old days, a couple weeks or about a month ago when they were partners and they were working together. And so now they're basically trying to figure out who did it. Who has the capability of doing it. Gordon thinks that it is someone who is actually part of the staff. And so now they're questioning everyone, even the main doctor himself. But he's basically saying, we have doctors who can do this. We don't. I think he basically said he was the only one skilled enough to do it like this, and that there really is no main doctor at Arkham. They don't have like any main, like in Arkham Asylum, like where you have all these main doctors. They don't have that yet. So what they have, it's basically because they just opened. What the best they have is what they have. What they have is what they have, and that's all they can do. Like me with my YouTube videos, I can't do any editing or anything like that, but I do the best with what I got. They basically say to Bullock, we're doing the best with what we have. We don't have anything like that yet. We just opened. So with this, Gordon is starting to, the nurse brings him a thing of coffee, and he's like, I'm gonna go to the basement. She's like, no, there's no reason to go to the basement. Hazardous chemicals. So, and that is what made me think, oh, it's gotta be her. It has to be her. Because when he said basement, she was like, oh no, no, there's no reason for that. You don't need to go to the basement. So she starts running. Actually, no, he goes down to the basement, and this is when I thought it was either Dr. Tompkins or both of them. Because as soon as he comes down, Tompkins comes down, and she's like, what are you doing? And the nurse is like, we're going on an adventure to the basement. And I was like, no. Oh, come on. No. Why? Why make the hottie psychotic? And then he looked at her. He's like, run. Seriously, you need to go home. Run. Because earlier on in the episode, because people were getting tortured, or not tortured, but electroshock therapy. Okay, tortured. He's like, look, you need to go home. This is not a safe place for you. And he just wanted her to be safe. So then the nurse starts to run. And while she runs, she pulls a Bane, in my opinion. She pulls a Bane and a Harley Quinn. She lets all the prisoners free, and they all go on a rampage. And they find Dr. Tompkins, and they're pretty much like, we haven't seen a woman in a long time. We haven't seen a young woman in a long time. Ah! Pretty much like that. They're pretty much in their mind is rape, 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 which is not a good thing. Now, honestly, one thing, I thought they killed off the main villain because the nurse or the inmate, she was actually an inmate, they find out later on, she gets trampled by the prisoners. And I was like, huh, well, that seemed to take care of itself. But then Gordon and them all go back to the GCPD. I'm guessing, they never do show that they put all the prisoners back. But now, one thing that I did like about this is when Gordon and Tompkins are up against this cage wall, she's trying to get the keys to unlock it. Gordon is actually giving orders. He's giving authority. And it actually starts to work. But it's like at the sound of a pin drop. Gordon starts to get them to listen, but when the doctor opens the door, they all go out and go crazy. It's kind of like that moment, like when you, like, I guess, like, if you're trying to, like, get an animal to come to you that's wild, like, you try to get it to trust you, but then someone makes a loud noise and it goes off running. It was like that. So when that's going on, they do escape, and they do come to find out that she had been in Arkham for a while, the inmate who was disguised as a nurse. She was an inmate for a while, and when Arkham closed down, when they announced, I think they said that she stayed in the basement until they opened it back up, or when she heard about it, she snuck back in, and she just blended in. And here's when I felt really stupid. Actually, no, this is the part where I got mad. Barbara decides to call Jim, but Ivy and Selena are still there. Ivy picks up the phone, and she decides to be a little prick and mess with Barbara's head, making it look like that Jim has already found someone else. I was like, I don't like you. I don't like you. I guess that's why she's a villain. I already don't like her. She's perfect. But here's where I felt really stupid. When they're looking at the file and they decide to go back to Arkham, and we find out that only one prisoner did not leave his cell. It was the one that looked like the crazy doctor. But then Aaron, a prisoner that they had interviewed earlier, who said, I didn't do this, I don't lie. Even though I killed my family with an axe, I don't lie. So he goes up to the cage, and I was like, huh, so he's the killer. He gets the keys, and he unlocks the cage to the doctor. The doctor inmate was doing it the whole time, and I didn't think it was him. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I really did not think it was him. I really didn't. Oh, what? Come on! It was too simple! Well, come on! Oh, you're really gonna laugh? Oh, come on, guys! Like, you haven't made a mistake! Yeah. Have your little laugh. Have your little laugh. Are you done? Oh, okay. Is that your system yet? Okay. Yeah, I didn't suspect it was him. By the time Gordon and Bullock get back to the asylum, the prisoner is gone. He has escaped. And he actually performed the therapy on Aaron to a perfection to where he can turn him into pretty much a zombied slave. And then that's how the episode ends. Besides... Oh, I forgot to talk about an important subject. Okay. They're still talking about how they want to take over Maroni, Fish, Butch, and this other guy. But now Fish is thinking that what if Butch is trying to portray is going to betray her. And I actually kind of felt sorry for Fish. I mean, I know that you guys are probably laughing again, but I kind of felt sorry for her. But no, just listen why. Because even though Fish is, well, sadistic and she's, evil, when someone is loyal to you and you wonder, are they going to betray me? It's kind of sad. And so this guy who has been best friends with Butch all the time is someone that doesn't want Fish to take over. So she's like, bring him to our side or take care of him. So him and Butch meet, and he's basically like, look, dude, come over to us. You'll have more money. You'll be intact with the business more, all that. So Butch is like, I'll think about it. Him and Butch meet one more time, and I really thought Butch was going to betray Fish. But nope, Butch kills him, and he stays with Fish. And it shows that just because, even though Fish can be rough around the edges, and she's, she has sharp claws, she cares about the people who work for her. Like, Miranda, I think is her name, or Layla. She will not let anything happen to her. Even though she will not let her leave the business, she is protective over her. And it kind of shows, even though I'm pretty much evil, I still care for the people who work for me. And as long as you're loyal to me, I will be loyal to you. And I will not let anything bad happen to you. And I thought that was good. I really did. But guys, put in the comments below, what did you think about this episode? What did you think about the fact that I didn't know that it was the person who looked like the crazy doctor? Even though I should have went with my gut in the first place. It was just too simple. I mean, come on. Would you guys... Really? You're going to laugh again? I mean, come on. Everyone makes a mistake. You know what? Shut up. But guys, this has been another episode of Phenomenal Views. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Take me to your friends. Show me to your enemies so you can show that you're better than them. Guys, I hope you got... I'm getting ready to start school. I am back. And as you notice, this part of my dorm room is empty. That's because I'm getting a roommate. Woohoo! Guys, have a good night.